Nines, they don't have this, it's very difficult for them to prioritize. I don't want to say it's impossible, but I've heard lots of stories of nines where one woman talks about her husband who's a nine, and if she put all the things they had to do in a day onto 15 note cards and just laid the note cards on the table, her husband could not place those in priority order. He would look at them all and be like, well, they all need to be done. So he would just pick one and go do that one rather than think about, well, this is going to impact that, or it would be most efficient if we did XYZ. That's one place where Aaron and I do have conflict because sometimes if we're maybe have a lot of errands to run, my brain goes through it like, okay, well, we go here first because it's the furthest away and then
Like
we work our way back
efficiency.
home.
Yeah.
Right. He does not think that way. So he will just drive here, there, and not like think about it in that same way. Yeah, he's gonna absolutely love this episode. Maybe I'm gonna have him not listen to it.
Yeah, right. You're gonna edit it. He's gonna be like, what the hell?
Yeah, he'll be like, you have to re-record that. Don't use my name.
He'll be like, give me some credit.
Right. I'm like, we're kind of picking on them a little bit in terms of
We
all
are.
of these things,
We are.
but
We
there
are.
are, every number has like the funny stories. The other story I'll tell, this is not my husband, although I find this highly relatable, is I was listening to another Enneagram teacher and she was talking about like this Saturday morning. She tells this story of her husband one Saturday morning or Sunday morning, whatever it is like, oh, honey, I'm going to bring you breakfast in bed. She's like, oh, that would be amazing. I would love breakfast in bed. And she hears her husband go downstairs, like turn on the coffee maker. Then she hears him open the front door, then come back in the house, then go back outside again. Then she hears the garage door open. Then all of a sudden, the lawnmower starts. And she
What?
gets up and goes downstairs. And she's like, well, what happened? I thought you were bringing me breakfast in bed. And he said, yeah, I was planning on that. And I started the coffee maker. And then I thought maybe you'd like the paper. And so I went outside to get the paper. And when I went outside to get the paper, neighbor John was out there and I started talking to him about his lawn and blah, blah, blah. And then I realized like I needed to cut the grass and blah. And he just like followed this train. It's similar to how they tell stories, right? Like
Yeah.
we started here and then ended up over here, but never came back to the thing we originally planned to do.
To make Aaron feel better, this is every time we invite any human beings over to our house. And I'm like, all of these things need to be done.
Yeah.
And my husband is like out changing the neighbors' light bulbs, doing the most obscure task. And so, to be fair, he's an 8,
Yeah. He's an 8.
not a 9.
Well, I mean, he's got a 9 wing, so
So, well, that may not have been a story about your husband. I think some will resonate.
the other thing I often share about nines when I teach the Enneagram is how they merge with other people. This can be wonderful when you have nines as friends because they will put all of their energy into the things that you like to make you happy. Where this can be detrimental is that they don't always know what it is that they like themselves,
Got it.
right? So it could look like following a sport you don't actually care about because your significant other follows that sport, and it's just easier to be a fan of the same team.
No, that totally makes sense that they blend in with others and then can sometimes lose their own sense of self. I've known a couple of nines in my life like that, where in this instance, it's somebody that I know that she dated different people. And like one guy she dated loved golf. So all of a sudden she was super into golf. Also, shout out Runaway Bride eggs. Like she always scrambled if he likes scrambled, poached
Right.
if he
Yeah.
likes poached.
Yeah. Well, that's probably a 9 character too, right? Like rather than have a conversation of like not wanting to continue a relationship, I'm just gonna leave.
Yeah, she's non-committal.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'll have to,
yeah.
I'll have to
She
go back and
seems
watch that.
it's a good movie. It's so good.
Yeah.
So good. But then the next person she would be with, oh, he was super into, like, he was a chef. So all of a sudden she's a foodie. I felt bad for her at one point because I was like, do you know what you like? Do you know that? And it's literally just trying to be like adaptable to this other person.